Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Ayotunde Balugum. Today our focus is on the South-South region. But before that, let's serve you with our top story for the day. The Lagos state government has called for calm over the flash flood that took over the entire metropolis since the early hours of the day. A statement signed by the State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, explains that Lagos has experienced about 9 hours of non-stop rainfall, coupled with heavy rainfall which the state has been experiencing on a daily basis since last week, resulting in the rise of the Lagos Lagoon. According to him, the flash floods, which inundated areas like Iyanoworo, linking the third mainland bridge, and several other areas, will recede once the rains abate. The commissioner adds that the state has also deployed officials of the Emergency Flood Abatement Gang to major black spots, including Iyanoworo, which has been cleared of all blockages. He urged all those in low-lying areas to, as a matter of necessity, relocate to higher grounds at this period to help safeguard lives and properties.
The rains are here. Major parts of Lagos is affected by the downpour. From mainland to Lagos Island, nowhere is spared. Iyanoworo inwards third mainland bridge is completely taken over by flood. Toluwashe area of Bega, Oroshoki residential area is also submerged. Ikotu Road is not left out. Tricycle operators are trying to make their way through the water. Egbeda Akunwajo Road is overflowing. Some motorists struggle to drive through the flood. Ogba leading to Wemko Road is not so bad, but as a result of the rainfall, traffic is already building in some parts like Agege, inward Ogba, and it's congested. While residents of the state are appealing to the government to clear the drainage more often to avoid flood disaster, there's also the responsibility of managing waste better.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, has pledged to pilot and sustain efforts aimed at mitigation of perennial flood disasters in the oil-rich region. The NDDC Managing Director Samuel Ogbuku gave the assurance in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, at a one-day workshop on the implementation of disaster emergency response strategy across the Niger Delta. The workshop, with the theme Enhancing Resilience, Mitigating Flood Disasters in the Niger Delta, was organized by the Commission's Directorate of Environmental Protection and Control.
Over the years, the Niger Delta region, famed for abundant natural resources, including crude oil, has been plagued by persistent flooding disasters, which bring untold inconveniences and hardship to residents. The need for a robust and efficient emergency response strategy to mitigate the impact of these disasters is the reason for this workshop put together by the NDDC Directorate of Environmental Protection and Control.
We have intentionally brought together various agencies saddled with the responsibilities of managing the Niger Delta environment to participate and give their perspective to the arduous task of mitigating the flood disasters on our people and their communities. By engaging in constructive dialogue, collaborative learning, and practical exercises, we can equip ourselves with the tools and insights necessary to navigate the complex challenges posed by floods and to safeguard the lives and livelihoods of those most vulnerable in our communities.
A former national president of the Nigeria Cartographic Association, Professor Andrew Obafemi, brings his experience to bear as he highlights implementable initiatives and mechanisms to navigate the peculiar challenges posed by floods in the Niger Delta region.
We can have a kind of sustainable land use and environmental management, which is built on what our director said earlier, integrated watershed management. in order to be able to have a lasting result and solution to this war. We need to strengthen our institutions. And what NDDC is doing is a way in that direction. We can strengthen our institutions, and every agencies and departments that have to do with one thing or the other that will help to ensure that people are made not to fall short of plans, that will help to give free flow to flash floods.
Other resource persons speak on vulnerability assessment and the need to engage with the local populace for effective adaptation strategies.
The seasonality of this particular hazard makes it in such a way that we can actually predict fairly accurately when they will happen, the magnitude with which they will happen, and where the impact will be most felt.
To engage the communities, just like most of the speakers have said, Dr. Ferdinand said, that we need to engage their indigenous knowledge. They are also having their own experiences. They know when these floods, they know the signs to look at in the environment.
There are very sophisticated ways of doing it. There is what is called water guarding or bioretention, where water is collected to deep and it doesn't flow out immediately. It takes time. That reduces flood, especially flash floods.
For the NDDC Managing Director, the Regional Development Agency will continue collaborations with state governments to meet its obligation in the area of flood management.
It's not something NDDC can do alone. It has to be a collective responsibility. But for us in NDDC too, I can also assure you that we've started working on areas of renewable energy in order to improve our environment. We are building emergency shelters across the Niger Delta, of which some of these projects will soon be completed and be commissioned.
As predicted by NIMET, the rains have become heavier with almost daily wet weather. The NDDC is, however, optimistic of working closely with other agencies and organizations to implement flood disaster control measures.
Now to Cross River State, where the state government has assured residents of a thorough preservation of all forests in the state for the future generations by involving experts in the management of the forests. Speaking in Ibom local government area whilst inspecting some of the state's forests alongside experts who will take charge of these forests, the Chairman Forestry Commission, George Obenechi, explained that the state government is now putting all necessary plans in place to ensure the forests are well preserved for the next generation.
Cross River rainforest in the southern part of Nigeria is said to be one of Africa's last remaining areas of pristine tropical high forest, rich in a wide variety of flora and fauna species, and is among the 25 biodiversity hotspots in the world. However, due to ecological factors, the integrity of this forest is being seriously threatened through a myriad of human activities, putting pressure on the natural resources. This new wave of destruction is becoming worrisome to nature lovers.
It is important at this point to beg the Cross River State government to be decisive in their decision on what and how to manage the remnants of the forests that we still have in the state. I mean, I'm making reference to the strategies that are put on. You know, we have moved from a period of moratorium to a season that we are yet to describe exactly the sustainable practice that is being applied now in forest management.
Some members of the community say they allow the act of logging for the monetary benefits.
Before then, people came and registered salary, we use their money to survive. You can register and begin to buy. Yes.
Meanwhile, the Cross River State government is reiterating the importance of collective action in ensuring the preservation of the state's forest reserves.
Recently, we undertook a trip to Gabon, and because we want to attract the very best investments, and we're looking forward to a time when we can process every one of our timber in Cross River State, because that's when communities will have value, the state, the local communities, the people, and all of that. And of course, we had to work with, the mindset of His Excellency to try to bring a team that can come in to help us manage our forest sustainably and make us to get the kind of value that we think that we should have, going forward.
The state government is calling on all to work together to ensure a bright and sustainable future for the forest.
What is that nonsense? Which one is the way to their
Students of the University of Benin are staging a protest over a power outage that has been on for over 3 weeks and counting. So, this morning, they decided to stage the protest by blocking the outbound route in the Lagos-Benin Expressway. Before our correspondents were chased off by the irate students, some of the students who spoke to us behind cameras say the stress has been unbearable so far. All vehicles are now having to continue their journeys only on the inbound route. The main gate of the school is on a total shutdown whilst the demonstration continues at the university. Meanwhile, in a telephone conversation, the public relations officer of the University of Benin, Benedicta Ehanire, gave an assurance that the Senate is in session over the matter, and at the conclusion of the session, a communique will be made available. We're from the University of Benin. For more than 6 months, the sealing of some oil depots continues to create frustration for residents and business owners in Koko community of Delta State. The residents there in a protest say they have a very big situation on their hands, which has really degenerated as they now struggle to meet their daily obligations, even to their dependents. They have now called on the federal government to help look into their plight, unseal the depots, and move the vessels blocking their water channels.
Koko community plays host to many oil and gas servicing operations, including Taros Oil and Gas Depot, Dan Marina Depot, Green Mac Oil Export Depot, and Sayers Oil Depot. There's now absence of economic activities as a result of the sealing of the depot, which has been in this condition for over 6 months now. This NNPC vessel is also being used to block the jetty, which serves other depots in the area. But according to residents here, it also poses a major threat to the lives and properties.
This can make it come out from here. The suffer that's why we suffer, don't do.
The protesters, who this time took their protest to this parked vessel, narrate how the action has caused untold hardship.
Don't tire, but to the state house is how many months? When they open this place or when they come out the ship.
Unhappy about the situation, residents carrying placards and chanting solidarity songs marched towards the vessel, venting their anger and frustration.
Sometimes I go carry food come, I go return the food go house. So I know the sea market.
According to other business owners also using the jetty, over 200 million litres of petroleum products are evacuated from those depots monthly. And the absence of this product's distribution channel in this axis is one of the reasons for scarcity of petroleum products in the north.
The product that has been stored with us, we cannot backload. We have been forestalled, like standing one place for a whole 6 months, and it is impacting negatively on the operations of the depot, which also indirectly is impacting on all other people that depend on us to backload their product.
Our members pay for products and they cannot leave their products. And we all know that products are very expensive to leave to borrow money from the bank, and our money have been tied down.
From here, they also head to the premises of the Warri North Local Government Council, where they met with a representative who receives them and promises to relay their message to the appropriate authorities.
If you say a company brought in water, go and take your laboratory analysis. We call it the laboratory analysis of water. The water in Koko and the water in Sapele cannot be the same. The water in Escravos and the water in Cocoa cannot be the same. From there, you can know where the water comes from.
Or the council will also write a report concerning what has just transpired, this peaceful protest. And I want to also beg you people to maintain this peace, the already existing peace in this region.
The depot was locked up when a team from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority discovered that about 9 of the 20 million liters of PMS in a cargo was loaded with water.
When we come back, a Newsroom series, Nigerian Navy destroys 10 illegal crude oil refining sites in Bayelsa State. Please stay with us. Welcome back. The Nigerian Navy's Formosa operating base in Brass has intensified its efforts against illegal oil refining, a practice that devastates the ecosystem and undermines the nation's economy. The activation of 10 illegal refining sites where 100,000 liters of suspected stolen crude was seized at the Nembe Creek. Well, the commander of the base, Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwumabioku, says the Navy will continue on its quest to keep the saboteurs at bay, and according to the mandate of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala.
Located within the Nembe mangrove, these illegal refinery sites are challenging to access, requiring skilled navigation. The Nigerian Navy has proven capable of meeting this challenge. Their journey to the site, which began on a speedboat, now transitioned to wading through the water due to the difficult terrain. Upon arrival, it was evident that the operation was ongoing until the Navy's intervention. The commanding officer, Forward Operating Base, gives an insight into the operation.
The refinery, as it were, is a large one with over 10 refining units or oven, and it has cumulatively about 80,000 liters of illegally refined AGO and 100,000 liters of stolen crude oil, respectively. Essentially, the illegal refining site is hidden away at the core of Nembe Creek, and it took us the deployment of high-resolution drones to discover the site. And now that it has been discovered, we're going to do everything possible to make sure that the existence ceases this moment.
He also reiterates the Navy's resolution to end this scourge and keep the creeks safe.
It's my stern warning to the operators of illegal refining sites and crude oil thieves is for them to abandon this ungodly venture and make themselves useful to the society, because the Nigerian Navy is aggressively committed to ending illegal refining activities and crude oil theft in the Niger Delta, and will definitely stop at nothing to achieve this objective.
While dismantling these illegal refineries is important, sustaining the operations will be a better way to communicate to these saboteurs the intention of the force to match them toe to toe and weight for weight on the turf they once occupied.
The explosion is not dangerous, it's only open.
Now let's head to Akwa Ibom, where the State Police Command has arrested 4 suspected fake Economic and Financial Crimes Commission officers while planning to abduct and collect 150 million naira ransom from their victim. Parading the suspects alongside other suspects at the command headquarters in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, the Commissioner of Police, Wahid Ailara, said the principal suspect, Emmanuel Apayak, masterminded the kidnap of the would-be victim, whom he owed over 12 million naira, as he tried to extort money from him and subsequently kill him to evade repayment of his debt. Well, the CP said that investigation revealed that one Emmanuel Apayak had arranged for the kidnap and killing of the would-be victim by engaging men on arms and procuring EFCC vests and uniforms for the operation. Still talking security, and this time in Rivers State, where the State Police Command has arrested the immediate past commander of the local vigilante group, popularly known as ONELGA Security and Peace Advisory Committee, Felix Wabokata, in Omok, council headquarters of Ogbaya Agbema and Doni local government area of Rivers State. Now, according to the police, he had 2 human skulls and other illegal items in his possession at the time of his arrest. Mr. Wabakata was arrested alongside 3 others following accusations of abducting a member of the Hausa community in Omok. Now, confirming the incident in a press release signed by the spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, said the arrest is part of a clampdown on the excesses of OSPAC in Omok and other parts of Rivers State. Over 2,000 vulnerable persons in the Rivers are to benefit from the ongoing food support program of the Renewed Hope initiative, run by the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. A total of 2,400 bags of rice have been distributed to various local government areas across Rivers State. Now, the First Lady of Rivers, Valerie Fubara, presented the food items on behalf of Senator Tinubu and announced additional cash gifts from the state government to further support those in need during these challenging economic times.
For the 4th time this year, residents of Rivers State are gathering at the Government House in Port Harcourt for an event organized by the Renewed Hope Initiative, a pet project of the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The initiative, launched in the state in January, had previously engaged in 3 charity programs, including last month's donation of a 10 million naira agriculture improvement fund to 20 women farmers. In this latest phase, 2,400 bags of 25 kg rice will be distributed under its food support program.
The First Lady of the Federal Republic.
The wife of the President, represented by the wife of the Rivers State Governor, Valerie Fubara, says Renewed Hope is collaborating with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to provide relief for those going through economic hardship.
The First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, presented every state with the gift of 25 kg bags of rice. For Rivers State, we received the total sum of 2,400 bags of 25 kg of this rice. And as part of our own little way, the state government to also support, we also attached cash to the bags of rice.
Each of the 23 local government areas will receive 90 bags of rice through their representatives, with the remaining 330 bags allocated to the National Council for Women's Society, non-indigent, state-run orphanages and homes for the elderly.
We are happy and we are joyful, and we pray that God will continue to lead them, let their leadership be successful, God will strengthen them, God will bring peace to Rivers State.
It's a good thing that Bonny is part of this sharing, because we know what the economy is now. So sending this to our people, to the fiscal challenge, the less privileged will be an encouragement to them. We appreciate it, and we say a very big thank you to Her Excellency, the wife of the President of the country.
At the local government levels, the items are to be distributed to the poor and physically challenged persons.
In a fulfillment of his campaign promise to set up an insurance scheme that will seek to make healthcare delivery service easily available, accessible and affordable, the Akwa State Governor Umar Eno has inaugurated a 15-member health insurance agency board. The governor also disclosed that the state government has ordered 6 ambulances to commence emergency services and ensure timely response to health issues across the state.
In fulfillment of his campaign promise to set up an insurance scheme that will seek to make healthcare delivery service easily available, accessible and affordable,
today marks a very important milestone.
The Ibom State Governor, Pastor Umar Eno, has inaugurated a 15-member health insurance agency board. The state government has also ordered 6 ambulances to commence emergency services and ensure timely responses to health issues across the state. The aim, according to the governor, is to build a robust healthcare delivery system, in addition to the well-equipped model health centers across the 3 senatorial districts.
We have tried to move away from political appointments in some of these very critical agencies.
We've gone out of our way to look for professionals that we believe understands the ethics and the ethos of the work they've been called to do. So please do not politicize healthcare, and let us play by the books and ensure that we make these services available to our people.
Members of the board include Dr. Edika Ekwere, who serves as chairman, Dr. Arthur Igbemi, executive secretary to the board, and several other members. As part of the day's activities, Governor Eno also visited the State Assembly to inspect areas that need to be fixed, expressing regret over the deplorable state of some facilities within the complex.
You know, this House of Assembly was built by the grandfather of Akwa, Ibom, Victor Atta, and I understand there's been no repairs, no maintenance since it was built. And that leads me to two things. Why we have the Assets Infrastructure Maintenance Agency now. If that agency was working before now, this house wouldn't have been in this state of decay. Then the second thing is that we are going to fix it, work with the House of Assembly to make sure that we fix this.
The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Odeme Otong, welcoming the governor, expresses the delight of the legislators over the visit, describing it as an unprecedented expression of goodwill by the governor towards the legislature.
He has come to see what I've been telling him, what I've been writing, and he has seen it by himself, and he has said it is going to work on it. So we are very happy to have him in our complex, and we are very sure we are going to sleep with our two eyes closed, knowing that he's a man of his word and he's going to do something about the complex.
He promises that he and his colleagues will reciprocate the governor's gesture with continuous collaboration to deliver good governance to Akwa Ibom people through the Arise agenda of Governor Umo Eno's administration.
And that's Newsroom series on our focus on the South-South region. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.